Hey guys, what's up? It's Clay Ranger 143 here. Happy New Year, everyone. And on this second episode of Radio Reviews, I thought I'd review one of my favorite weather radios. The RadioShack 12-262. Let's take a look at the box first of all. And as you can see, it's a pretty self-explanatory box. You can see the radio on the side. And hazard alert radio. Weather alerts and other warnings specific to your local area. And then you have the model number on the bottom. See that? 12262. NOAA Public Alert Certified. Digital SAME technology for localized warnings. Easy programming by state and county. Auto scans all NOAA channels. 120 hour battery backup. RadioShack. Now, this is an older 12262. I did have a 12262 before, back in March of 2017. But that one broke in May of 2017, 2 days after Pure Insanity occurred, which was on May 24th. So the radio officially died on May 26th of 2017. But I got this one in December of last year, obviously. But, yeah, this is an older 262 because you can tell, if you look at the box, if it's purple and orange like this, it's an older version 262. But if the box is white and red, then it's a newer 262. So, as you can see, hazard alert radio, and there's more details on the back of it. I am not going to read all that. Here's one of the bad features I don't like about it already. This thing is a freaking hog for batteries. Yeah. 6 AA batteries. Now, I could understand since it requires 9 volts to power the radio, but could you at least try to fit 4 AA's in there? Or trying to make that work or something, but meh. Whatever. So anyway, that's the box and the overview of the box. Now let's get to the radio itself. So, first off, when you look at the radio first when you get it out of the box, you notice that it's a pretty small radio. And it is. It may look big on video, but look, this is my hand, okay? That's the radio. It's about the size of my hand. Now, that is a pretty acceptable size. Yeah. Anyway, we'll just get right on to it. So, looking at the radio first, you can see you have your up, down, left, and right buttons along with the menu select, the clock button, and the weather snooze button. You can see the screens, and there's a ready light. This is right under the warning, watch and advisory lights. And if you look at the screen, it's a blue backlit screen. You can see the time, the channel you're on, the battery level, and the signal strength level. Is it good right now? No. But anyway, this is because the antenna's down. But anyway, it does look very nice, I have to say. They did do a really good bass on it. Like the bass of this radio is fairly solid. Now, if we look at the back of the radio, you can see the DC jack, 9 volts, alert out, alert on, off, and the alarm function, along with the external antenna function. And there's the antenna itself. So, let's get down to the first feature. The first feature that I really, really like on this radio is the tilting screen. Yes, this screen is a tilt screen. How cool is that? You can have it on 3 different settings. You can have it flat like this, just to make it look like a flat radio, flat brick radio. And if you put it up a notch, it'll be like this. It'll just be raised a tiny bit, so you can see it slightly. Or you can do it like I do. I have it up all the way like this, just because I think it looks cooler like that. So, that's a really nice feature. I'm glad they put this on the 262 and the 521. Now, this is not really a feature, but I just thought I'd throw this in here. But one thing I really like about this radio is the button beeps and the siren test. Now, this siren test and the button beeps is pure late 2000s nostalgia. It really is, because remember these sounds? Isn't that awesome? That's a beautiful button beep sound. And the siren test, oh man. I should tell you a little story first about this radio. A fellow YouTuber by the name of T. Conrad uploaded a video back in 2007 about a tornado warning in Wisconsin for Lafayette County, western Lafayette County in south central Wisconsin. Actually, for those of you who don't know, I will go ahead and bring that video up real quick. It's called Actual Tornado Warning. T. Conrad 16. Yep, here it is. Here it is, guys. You can see
the National Weather Service in Sullivan has issued a tornado warning for western Lafayette County in south central Wisconsin until 7 p.m. At 6:19 p.m., National Weather Service Doppler radar indicated a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado near Benton, or about 8 miles south of Platteville, moving east at 15 miles an hour. The tornado will be near 6 miles south of Belmont by 6:40 p.m., 6 miles north of Shelburne by 6:50 p.m., within mobile homes or vehicles.
Alright, you can clearly see that it's a 12262. I'll bring it over here for comparison. Yeah, look. 262, 262. It's a 262! You can't go wrong with a 262! But yeah, that video right there from 2007 made me get this radio. Because when I was a little boy, I loved watching those videos. And when I say little boy, I mean like I was like 8 or 9 years old when I first saw that. I didn't first see it in 2007. I first saw it in like late 2009 to early 2010. So yeah, I was little and I became very interested in that type of stuff. Although I've kind of been holding back, but look at me now. I'm clearly loving it. Anyway, ever since I watched that video for the first time, all I've been thinking of is, I want that radio, I want that radio, I want that radio. Sure enough, finally got it. And yes, I'll do the siren test just like he did in the video. Now to do the siren test, you have to press the up or down arrows. I can't press up because I have the siren maxed out all the way, so I'm going to press down. 3, 2, 1. That is awesome. Right there. Beautiful siren test. I love it. Another handy feature that I like on the 262 is the signal reminder. Now, in some cases, your weather radio signal will be disrupted by interference from an electronic device, and I just heard a ding-ding, and as I am, but probably winter storm warnings being continued. But anyway, in some cases, in your house, your signal will get disrupted from the weather station, probably from interference from fluorescent lights, electrical wiring. Anything can interfere with the signal of a weather radio. But surprisingly, my computer doesn't do that. Thank God. So, yeah, if you want to know if your signal is out, you press the menu select button, and then scroll down until you see Sig Reminder. This is the signal reminder. Now, if you press the select button, and if you hear that beep, the signal reminder is now on, and it will remind you if the signal is lost. So, let's test it out right now. I'm going to bring it over to my computer, where it will cause the most interference. The signal loss indicator should come up. There we go. There it is. You can see signal loss in this. Yep, and it does that beep every few seconds. So you can see that. Warning, watch advisory lights are just flashing constantly, except for the watch light, and the signal loss is indicated on the screen. And I heard another ding ding. What's going on? What are all these ding dings? Oh, just area forecast discussions. But yes, it'll do that beep every few seconds if you are asking. It can be annoying, but at least it knows. Well, yeah, at least it tells you that your signal is lost. And if you don't want to hear that, just simply go back to the signal reminder and press select again. And if you see that speaker with a line over it, the signal reminder is off, and you won't be notified by that beep anymore. Another feature that I really like is on most weather radios. This next feature is set alerts. This allows you to program the radio for which alerts you want it to go off for, ranging from warning, watch, or advisory. So, warning, if you want to turn off a warning like, for example, avalanche warning, we don't get those around here. If you want to turn that warning off, you just press the select button and then scroll down until you see alert off. Press select again, and the radio won't go off for that alert. Let's do another alert. Coastal flood warning. Where I don't live near the coast, so we can turn that off. Dust storm warning. We don't get those either, because I don't live in a desert. They do fire warnings. They don't tone those here, so we can turn that off. Flash freeze warning. They don't turn those either. They don't tone those either. Turn that off. High wind warning. Iceberg warning. I don't live in the sea. Special marine warning. Again, we don't need that. Severe thunderstorm warning. We need that. So, that's all you have to do, really. You can just program the radio just like that. Easy, simple programming. And your radio is now programmed. I say program too much. Your radio is now memorizing which alerts you want it to go off for and which ones you don't want it to go off for. One unusual feature that I also like on the 262 is the ability to set which country you're living in. Now, it only ranges from the United States and Canada. So, if you choose Canada, I guess it goes off for Canadian alerts. I don't know. But I have it set to United States because I live in North Carolina. Where is North Carolina? The United States of America. That's where the hell it is. So, that's a pretty unusual feature, but it's there, and it's there right for you. Now let's get into the bad features this radio has. Now the first one is an obviously common problem with these 262s. I've only been filming this radio on battery power for 20 minutes. Fully charged batteries. And the battery is already down 1 bar. Yeah. This thing hogs the battery life like hell. And this thing, as I mentioned earlier, takes 6 AA batteries. No, not 2, not 4, not 8, not 12, but 6. Now, for a small radio like this, okay? And the fact that there are smaller radios that can only take half that, half of 6, and for this little tiny radio to take 6 is absolutely absurd. I mean, come on. I know this thing has to be powered by 9 volts, but I beg to differ, because the WR300 needs a 12-volt adapter, and that only needs 4 AA batteries. The WR100 is also powered by 12 volts, and that only needs 3. The WR120 only needs 3 as well, and that's powered by a 9-volter. But just, gee whiz, man. Why so many batteries needed? Now, even the 519, I could understand why it has 6 batteries. It needs 6 batteries as well. I can understand why, because it's a big freaking radio that's powered by 12 volts. We'll get to that in another day. But 6 batteries for a radio that operates at 9 volts. When there's a WR120 that also operates on 9 volts and only needs half of that, is ridiculous. Just absurd. Now let's get into the other common problems about the 12262. As this radio, if you own one of these radios, And if the buttons haven't stopped working on you yet, like mine has, you are one of the lucky owners. Because I'll tell you something. My old 262 experienced the same problem that I'm about to describe right now. After a while of owning the radio, from age of the circuitry, the buttons will not work anymore. They'll just completely stop working. And you won't be able to use your radio properly ever again. Ever. And sometimes you could mess around with the screen to make the buttons work. Like on my old 262, I had to make the screen flat just to use some of the buttons. But the only buttons that worked were the up arrows and left and right arrows. The weather snooze button didn't work. The menu select button didn't work. Not even the clock button worked. But yeah, that's just a sad, sad fate that many of these radios had seen over the course of 11 years, going on 12. But that's just the way it is. Also, after a while, if you don't keep this radio away from moisture, the moisture will actually go inside the antenna and go into the wire where it's soldered directly onto the motherboard, and it will corrode the wire off. Literally. That's what happened to my old 262. That's why, remember guys, when it wouldn't activate anymore? Because the signal was so crappy? Because the antenna wire inside just completely corroded. So I had to use a piece of telephone wire to hook it up to the back of the radio. And I hooked it up to this guitar right here, just to get a good signal. And the last warning it ever activated for, the last alert it ever activated for, the old 262, was a severe thunderstorm warning for Mecklenburg County, if I recall correctly, on May 24th. 2 days before it was officially dead. The day after that, all the buttons stopped working completely, and I just said, you know what, I'm getting rid of this freaking thing. It doesn't work. But that was a sad day. It really was. But it happens. I just hope this one lasts many, many years. I mean, it already has lasted over 11. But I just hope this one doesn't suffer the same fate as my other one. So, hopefully it won't. But that's some of the common problems that is wrong with it. Another thing that happened to my old 262 that I didn't tell you guys about. The screen didn't work anymore. Like the screen, it wouldn't display anything. It was just, it's like if you powered up this radio on low voltage or low batteries, it wouldn't display the text anymore. It would only display the backlight. That's how bad it was. So, moving on from the bad features, let's take a look at the speaker quality on the Weather Channel stations. Well, we're about to find out if it sounds good on KJY 85, so we're going to raise the antenna. This radio did activate for its weekly test today, right at 11 sharp, for the first RWT of 2018. I'll post that video in a compilation by the end of this month, so keep an eye out for that. Anyway, if you press the weather snooze button, obviously, pretty self-explanatory, you can hear the Weather Channel. So I should mention first that the speaker does sound pretty scratchy, even though there's nothing wrong with it, but here it is.
The temperature was 31 degrees, the dew point -1, and the relative humidity 25%. The wind was north at 5 miles an hour. The pressure was 30.19 inches and falling. At Statesville, it was cloudy. The temperature was 27 degrees, the dew point 2, and the relative humidity 35%. The wind was south.
Yeah, it does sound pretty scratchy, but overall, it has pretty good quality built into it. So, that's really nice. So, that's that. In conclusion, the RadioShack 12-262 is an okay radio. I mean, if you're looking for a basic weather radio just to protect you from all kinds of nasty weather coming your way, this is a good choice. But it does have its flaws, but those flaws can be balanced out by some of its good features that it has, and its uniqueness. I mean, it really stands proud. It's a proud little radio. That's awesome. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying radio reviews, and it will keep going for as long as I have these radios. So, this is Clay Ranger 143 signing out. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you're new. And if you like this video, make sure to like me on Facebook also and follow me on Twitter. This is Clay Ranger 143 signing out, and Happy New Year.